Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I.
Rome.
D-Malo.
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
What up, everybody? Tuning in from wherever you're tuning in from. It's Gas Presents Sports for the Culture, man. I'm the host for the night. I'm Scruff Lion. I'm rocking, man. I'm rocking my Sixers jersey, man. You feel me? James Harden jersey. They told me not to buy it, man. They told me not to buy it. But it's looking like a good buy, man. Looking like a good buy. Shout out to the unselfish one, James Harden, who surrendered money in order to stay with Philly, man, and bring more pieces. Unlike some people we know. KD. Top right, introduce yourself.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist. Hey, a lot of good stuff to get into tonight, fellas. And on that, on that James Harden front, is that deal official yet? You didn't look at that on what's your favorite sports? What's your favorite Twitter account, bro? That you get all your sports.
Ball sack sports. But nah. Yeah, I mean, it's not signed yet. It's not signed yet. But we out here partying. It's been a busy weekend, man. Michael Rubin's white party, man. I'm expecting the invite next year, Mike. So it's all good. Bottom left, introduce yourself.
Man, loyal listeners, followers out there, you know who it is. Your boy, Young Rome 22, man. And Bryce, you know who did put the pen to the paper today is your boy, Terry McLaurin, number 17 for them Commanders. That deal is official. Come football season, you will see your boy in a 17 jersey on this show. Probably around the time we bust the Eagles' ass. I think that's like week 4. So be on the lookout for that one.
Talk your shit, Ron. Talk your shit.
Yeah, talk your shit, man. Talk your shit, man. Also, if you in the Patreon, you out here subscribing to the subscribers only content, man. If you in the Patreon, you get that gold package, man. $4.99. You can get down with the gas exclusive event for the NFL kickoff weekend. We gonna holler at you about that, and we'll give you that after party for the Eagles Redskins game. We'll talk to you about that one later too, but only for the Patreon. If you don't got the Patreon password, you can't get in. All right. Bottom right, introduce yourself.
It's your boy D-Malo got good, and it's a sad day for us Yankees, man. I think we're like in a 2-game losing streak. This is some bullshit.
2-game losing streak. Wow. Isn't there like 160 games, bro? I think you'll be all right.
Supposed to win, man. Supposed to fucking win.
Yeah, man. Supposed to win, man. That's the thing about expectations, man. Expectations versus reality, man. Let's get into the tonight show, man. I mean, expectations for the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, I let you guys tell it. I could be running tape for days on you guys talking about the Brooklyn Nets, how good KD is, and how they was going to win a championship. But, that's not going to happen, man, because, NBA free agency kicked off last week, and the first thing that was the biggest news was that KD to get traded. KD demanded a trade from Nets. And now he's holding the Nets hostage, and the rest of the league, for that matter. We all waiting to see where KD is going to land. So, first of all, what are y'all thoughts on KD, man? First thing is, what are y'all thoughts on KD? What do y'all think of this means for the league, and what does this mean for KD in terms of, I guess you could say, his legacy? Bryce, I want to hear from you.
Well, in the group chat, man, there's been a lot said about KD. I've purposely been holding back from that conversation because I don't necessarily feel like this kills KD's legacy, bro. And let me break it down just a little bit, man. First off, KD's got 2 championships, right? He got those 2 championships by going to Golden State and saving the Warriors, essentially saving the Warriors. Let's call it their dynasty run, right? Because they weren't getting past Bron, bro. They weren't getting past Bron. And KD saved their dynasty run. So in my opinion, that move, coupled with him going to Brooklyn, the only thing I say about KD's dynasty right now that we're seeing is he doesn't have that KD's not that guy that should be playing GM too, right? We've seen it from Bron. Bron can get on a team, he can pick the players. I think KD thought he could do that. I think KD might have thought he could do that, but he's realizing it's not that easy to put together a real nucleus. And I think that's the only part of his legacy that's truly affected in my eyes, man. I'm not mad at the man for leaving a shitty situation and find another one. Like he's got the leverage. He can do that. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is, bro. If the Nets that got him on contract, they're foolish for letting him go. If they really wanted to play hardball, they could say, "No, we're not letting you go." You know what I mean? So, but they want to reap the benefits of the assets. So I'm not mad at KD like everybody else, but I am interested to kind of hear how you guys feel because I feel like y'all feel opposite of me.
G, I want to hear from you.
I think this is the worst big three we ever got to see assembled in the history of the NBA.
Okay, I think that's fair. Go ahead. Anything else?
And then I just want to say I don't think he has the Nets hostage because he doesn't have a no trade clause. It really doesn't matter on what KD wants. It's on what the fuck the Brooklyn Nets are gonna get after that Rudy Gobert trade. I don't know who's willing to give up so much for KD. What is KD like 20, 24 going into the season coming up? 34? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
somewhere around there.
yeah. I mean, and it goes to show, and in my thing, right? It goes to show how much LeBron James is a greater basketball player than Michael Jordan.
What?
It's just like what Bryce said to piggyback off of that. My man's literally built teams in Miami, Cleveland, and semi Los Angeles. He constructed teams and he won championships in three different teams. In my opinion, this KD shenanigans makes LeBron James' legacy so much greater, so much better.
Of course, you
So
make
I
this
hope.
about LeBron. Okay.
And listen,
Yeah.
listen, listen. I hope T is hearing this shit. I hope this shit burns his soul. Hope somewhere, wherever he's at with his kids, he's hearing it and it's burning his ears that LeBron James, in my opinion, is a great. It makes him look out a greater player. And next time, and it also goes to show to other teams, just because you're the number one player in the league doesn't necessarily mean you're a greater GM. Because clearly, the only person who's able to control Kyrie Irving was not even control, but managed Kyrie Irving was LeBron James.
All right, Ro, man. What do you think? And also, I'll add the caveat on the question: where do you think he ends up?
All right, so Kevin Durant's legacy, man. Like, let's talk about it. This time last week, we thought he was gonna stay in Brooklyn, and here we are having a whole discussion on where he's gonna go next. So let's be honest, man. Let's talk about this man's legacy. You're obviously in control of your own legacy. Control your narrative. You write your own legacy, right? Well, what has Kevin Durant written for his legacy so far? What are we gonna remember Kevin Durant for? One of the greatest scorers of all time, sure. One of the greatest players of his era, sure. But what is he really gonna be remembered for? Being a team hopper. He's gonna be remembered for being the guy that, oh man, this big three failed. Where's my next big three? Oh, okay, these dudes ain't working out. Where can I go now? When we look back at KD's career, if he were to retire today, if he doesn't go to another team, if he goes into the sunset, we would look back and remember KD as the guy that was just flip flopping teams his whole career.
Damn, bro.
That's KD's
But
legacy.
but Rome, that's not gonna look that bad in 40 years if everybody flip flop teams. Like if everyone does it, it doesn't look that bad.
You
Now
know who you know who doesn't do it, and we'll get to this when we talk about Mount Rushmore's Steph Curry.
okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But hold up. But listen though. But listen, all I'm saying though, all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this, bro. Using the mindset of a previous generation, you're right. But I don't think that's no longer the mindset of the NBA. I don't think team hopping is a thing in the NBA anymore. I don't think anyone looks like, oh, he's a team hopper. It doesn't matter, bro, because it's kind of like the AAU era, man. You go from AAU team to AAU team. If you can hoop, bro. And that's all that garners respect is how you hoop. Not
Bro,
how many
nah,
teams.
man. You do. We've had this conversation, I think, on this show before, man. Like, you gotta win, bro. Like this,
Gotta
like
win.
so is Russell. What's Russell Westbrook's legacy? Because he doesn't have championships to back this team hopping thing up. KD's got a few or whatever, like But
Nah,
he
that's
like
different.
we
That's
just
different.
we just compared KD to LeBron. Like G just brought up LeBron. LeBron's legacy, he's a team hopper too, but he can at least back that up with each
Team
team I go
hopper
to.
too.
He is, but each team he goes
Bruh.
to, a ring hops along with him. If KD ain't bringing him rings when he hops to the team, then it's not. It's you know what I mean. Like, what legacy are you really
All right,
building?
cool. All right, let's hear your Mount Rushmore, Ron. Now I want to hear your Mount Rushmore, bro.
Oh, you just gonna put me on the
Yeah,
spot,
I
man.
want to hear.
I mean, we
I
can do
want to hear
that. We
your
can
Mount.
do that. We can do
I
that.
want to hear your
And
Mount
also,
Rushmore, bro.
yeah, fuck it. Let's go right into that. Next topic:
I mean, yeah. All right, fuck it. Let's hop into it then. I
NBA
mean,
Mount Rushmore.
obviously, when we talked about this in the group chat, I honestly said you need two mountains because I don't see how you look at the entirety of the NBA and boil it down to just four elite ballers above head and shoulders above the rest. But if I got to go four, obviously I'm throwing MJ on there. I mean, that's not really debatable. If anybody's leaving MJ off, I don't know. Like we talking basketball, bro. MJ's got to be on there. Um, for me, in that same vein, because the reason MJ is mostly on there is because he elevated the entire game. He made basketball as popular as it is today. I got to throw a guy like Shaq on there. Um, like whether you're a basketball fan or not, these people probably impacted your life. They impacted pop culture. Like that's how you get on a Mount Rushmore to me. Um, so with that in mind, I'm also gonna throw Steph Curry on there. I mentioned it in the chat. Dude changed the game. The game as we know it is like the way that I teach my 8-year-old basketball is not the way that I was taught to play basketball. And then a large part of that is due to my man Curry. And if I'm going forward, bro, for me personally, I got to put Kobe on there. I can't do a Mount Rushmore and not put Kobe on there. I mean, that was my guy. It's between I was really between Curry and Iverson for my fourth because Iverson means a lot to me, and I feel like he also impacted the game and really, he represented a certain type of people, a certain type of person, and he really, made it cool to kind of be who you are. So Iverson would be my honorable mention, but my four would be MJ, Kobe, Curry, and Shaq.
That's a good four. That's a good four, man. That's a good four. Bryce, man, what's your Mount Rushmore, man? So since you brought it up,
All right, first off, man, I got a rebuttal for my guy Rome, man. Cause your man Rome is loving Steph Curry, man, and so are you, Scruff. So are you,
yeah,
Scruff.
absolutely. I'm the
Yeah, 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 yeah,
campaign
yeah,
manager for the
yeah.
Steph
Absolutely,
Curry, Steph
absolutely.
Curry over LeBron campaign.
You're the towel personal towel boy for Steph Curry right now. But here's what I'll say about Steph Curry, man. Slow your horses a little bit. Just slow your roll just a little bit on Steph Curry. Y'all letting the recency effect destroy you right now. And I get it. I get it. He's fresh off a chip, shiny new trophy. It feels good right now. But let's let some time play out before y'all start crowning Steph Curry to the degree you are. Because if LeBron went, let's just hypothetically LeBron went the chip next year. Now what about y'all Steph Curry talk? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about it now? So let's slow our roll a little bit with crowning Steph Curry over LeBron and all this good talk. Let's not forget Steph Curry needed KD to come save the Warriors dynasty.
He didn't save him. He jumped on the bandwagon.
Bro, they called him there, bro. He saved
So,
their dynasty, bro. They
so,
don't
He
have four right
he
now if it's not for KD, bro. Let's not forget.
so.
Let's not forget that Steph Curry's been in 4 finals. He has one Finals MVP. Hey, I don't got 4 rings, so I'm not hating on that. All I'm saying is, and only in one of those finals was he the most important guy on the team, according
Nah, man.
according to
Run the
according
tape
to
on
who
them
we got
finals,
the
man.
MVP.
Steph Curry was
According
out there
to
getting triple teamed while the best
according to
player in
the
the world,
nature,
quote unquote, was wide open.
according to the nature of most valuable player, you know what I'm saying? The most important player on the court. He's been in 4 finals. He was only that guy one time, right? I also told y'all that KD saved his franchise. I also told y'all to chill out with the recency effect because it happened a
Yo,
few weeks ago. It's killing y'all right now.
yo,
Let's
yo,
let it
yo.
play out a
I
little
got
bit
one
more.
for you though. How did he save his franchise when
No, he didn't save the
he
franchise.
left?
I'm mistaken. He saved the dynasty. He saved it being a
Okay.
dynasty.
How
Not a
did he?
dynasty
Okay,
without
whatever.
KD.
How did he save the dynasty when, in fact, he left? He actually left them for dead, like he's going to do with Brooklyn, like he did with Oklahoma City, like he's done with a lot of teams, right? He left them for dead. He didn't save the dynasty. He left them for dead. Fuck you guys.
Bro,
I'm
you're
out.
tripping.
He left them for dead, bro. If Golden State was a regular franchise, they would have been left for dead. But they're not a regular franchise because they have Steph Curry.
How did he leave them for dead, bro? They
left. They didn't get any compensation. What compensation did they get? Bro, they didn't get any compensation when they lost KD. He didn't get traded for 5 first-round picks.
They didn't give up anything for getting them. So what are you talking about?
You talking about exactly? You just said
The
words.
Nets didn't give up anything to get him either.
Just listen,
I'm just saying, like they didn't get any value exchange. They lost KD, and they're right back in the finals, bro.
Bro, they lost KD, but they got KD for nothing. Let's not act like they traded 4 first round.
So did the Nets. The Nets got KD for nothing.
I don't care about the Nets. We're talking about. Don't change the subject, bro. I'm talking about the Warriors, bro. Like I don't give a damn about the Nets. What I'm saying is,
I mean, how could he save him? If he said, so you telling me he saved him? You telling me saved him, but they literally just ran him back with Jordan Poole and a bunch of other guys. So how did they save him? He's obviously replaceable.
Just listen, bro. You're saying he ran away and left him for dead, bro. If I call you, if I was to hit one of y'all up and say, yo, Scrub, I need you to handle this with me real quick, bro. I need you to get this job done with me. And we get the job done. Why am I still there? You called me for a job. We got the job done. Why am I still there, bro? Why would I still be? How did he leave him for dead? His boys called him to get a job done. You know what the job was? We can't get past Bron. They knew what it was, bro. Listen. They couldn't get past the first best player. So they went out and recruited the second best player. And they won 2. They ran off 2. If they were that good, they would have been back the year that KD left. But Steph's not that good, bro. He's not one guy take you all the way there. He's not that guy. He's not. He's a dog. He's possibly. I think I still have him outside my top 10 all time. But bro, he's not that guy. He's not as good as Kevin Durant, bro. He's not, bro. But if you bring the second best player when you can't get past the first best player, you already got a good team, a great team. Y'all gonna get the job done. KD came, got a job done, and left. Saved not their franchise, because they're gonna be a great franchise regardless. But he saved
their dynasty still.
He saved their dynasty, bro.
They're still a dynasty.
They only have 2 without KD. That's not dynasty, bro. If KD didn't go, if KD never came and Bron ran off 2 more, you know what you would how you would be looking at Bron? Even if the Warriors got this one this year, you know how you would be looking at Bron? But they got KD so they could get Bron up out of there. And they did the job. KD did the job.
How many they win with KD?
2. And KD got 2
and how many did KD win without them?
Bro, that's
bro, no. Oh my God.
Talking about right now, bro. I'm talking about the Warriors. I'm not making a point about KD. Y'all asked me about I'm making a point about the Warriors and Steph Curry.
Okay. And in that same point, how many rings of the Warriors won without KD? You said recency. You said recency. They just won one without KD, while KD was getting bounced out in the first round with his new homies.
They got KD was getting Brown and Jason Tatum, bro. They were up against LeBron James, bro. They were up against LeBron James at the end of his prime, bro. Bron is probably technically you could still say he's in his prime, right? But when they ran up against him, that was towards he was in his prime. The twilight of his prime, as they would say. You know what I'm saying? And you know what they did? They went and got KD to make sure they could beat him. Right? That's a fact.
That's wonderful, bro. I agree with that. And it's not like that was a great idea that they did that. And it worked.
From Steph Curry?
What has KD done without Steph Curry, bro? You keep telling me what Steph Curry needed to do with KD. What has KD done without Steph Curry? Not win a championship.
He's been an MVP of the league multiple times, right? He got 2 MVPs. He's been scoring champ. He's been 50, 40, 90 club. He's been how many time first team all NBA, bro?
He's sounding real Russell Westbrookish right now.
Bro, did he get a chip? No.
You're giving me all these great numbers and no wins,
bro. He said the team that you're loving, right now, the guy that you're loving right now, you love him because KD went there and beat Bron for him, bro. That's why you love him, bro. But y'all don't realize that. That's why I said give it some years because the recency effect got a hold of y'all right now, bro. We're going to give it some years, though. We're going to let it play out. Boom. Honored his entire Golden State Warrior contract. But y'all telling me he left him for dead. These narratives y'all creating to make it seem bigger than it is.
I didn't say that he left him for
I didn't
dead.
create
All
the
I'm saying
narrative.
is he.
People come, go, whatever it is, what it is. I'm not going to discount another man's greatness based on the collective of the team that he had. But I will judge a man by continued standard of excellence. And I see that Curry has continued on the standard of excellence.
Okay,
And
no,
I think
there's no
KD
doubt
is an
that Curry's a great player.
individual, as a great individual player. But I think Curry brings a little something to his franchise, a little more to a franchise than KD.
There's no doubt that Curry's an all-time great player, bro. I'm not taking anything away from Curry, bro. I'm really not trying to. But when y'all start telling me, I've been marinating on y'all telling me Curry's top 10, Curry's Mount Rushmore, Curry's this, Curry that. I've really been marinating on that, bro. And the more I think about it, the lower and lower I begin to rank him. The more I think about it. At first, I was like, damn, maybe he is top 10. I was like really trying to place him there. And it kept dropping like till he was like 13. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, maybe Curry's that guy that's a little more iconic than he is great. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's the guy that's a little more like his contribution to the game is bigger than like his greatness in the game. But time will tell, bro. Time will tell. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Curry could do anything without Clay. So everything y'all telling me about Curry,
if the Warriors mess around and run it back, bro, and this time next year, KD gonna still be on the outside looking in, unless he goes back to Golden State. Then what are we gonna say? What are we gonna say if KD pulls back up in Golden State?
I don't think he's doing that, bro. I don't think he's doing that, bro.
Corny, rather, not gay.
I don't think KD's pulling back up to Golden State, bro. But what I do think KD is looking for is an opportunity to win because KD knows how this is gonna be looked at the end, bro. He's got 2 chips, so really no matter how it goes, bro, like he's basically certified.
I just feel like when you put their resumes next to each other, yes, Steph Curry needed to team up with KD to get past Bron. Nobody's disputing that. But all the stuff you named that KD did, you act like Steph isn't right there. You act like Steph isn't right there with all those type of accolades and accomplishments. And on top of that, he's won rings without KD.
Steph Curry numbers not messing with KD's, bro. Steph Curry's overall impact is not really messing with KD's, bro.
We'll let it play out. Maybe not his overall impact, but I mean KD. Well, actually, I can't even say that because KD couldn't get out the first round, bro. KD couldn't get out the first round. So we'll let it play out.
What round was Steph in last year? He was out in the play-in, bro.
He was out in the play-in that year.
Let's not do that. So let's not do the.
When the team was riddled with injuries, KD had his squad, bro. Where he's missing Ben Simmons. They needed Ben Simmons.
They traded away James Harden at the deadline to get somebody that didn't even play. They had Kyrie Irving, who played 20 games during the regular season.
So Ben Simmons was the difference maker. Because they traded for someone who didn't even. I mean, Ben Simmons is the guy we talk about.
They traded an asset for a guy that never played, bro. Like, come on, bro. If they would have had Harden still, it probably would have been a little better, right? And then on top of that, Kyrie played 20 games in the regular season. What, 25? Was it even 30? I don't remember, bro. But it wasn't a whole lot.
Bro, if we doing that, how much did Clay play? Where was Clay? Clay wasn't in that playing game, right? Like where was? If that's what we're doing,
that's my point. So when Curry didn't have a good hand dealt, and he was out in the play-in, didn't even make no round, bro. Like y'all don't hold that against him.
When he was in the play-in, he looked around and he didn't have the squad. When KD was in that first round, he had the squad, bro, and he still got bounced out.
He still had Draymond. That's an all-star. What I'm saying is y'all don't even hold that against him. It's like that's like nothing happened. But KD out in the first round is a huge deal.
You know why though?
I'm not holding that against either of them players, bro.
Curry don't make the play-in. Curry losing the play-in game to who? Who he lose to? I don't even. Was it the Grizzlies? Who did he lose to that play-in? I don't even know, bro. But he lost in the play-in, bro. Like, and it's nothing. It's nothing to shrug that off.
Wasn't it Bron, bro? Wasn't it Bron? Wasn't that the COVID year, bro? I'm pretty sure it was.
Just remember that they was barely in contention, and then they started getting close. And they made the play-in off some fluke shit. You know,
that's what I mean, bro. My man went on a whole run and had his name in the MVP race with a trash squad. But I mean, like, let's not even rehash that, bro. Like you said, we'll let it play out.
Thank you, B. B giving y'all some stats behind my logic, man. KD nor LeBron could ever afford to go 0 for 9 in any game and still win, but Steph can't. There are a lot of important wins on Steph's resume where he played like ass, including some games in those finals where KD was taking over. 2 straight finals MVPs. Boom, boom. Here's 2 chips for y'all. Now I'm out. That's savage, bro. That's real hoop shit, bro. Like, that's like when your dog call you, like, bro, we about to go into this court. We about to go
All
down
right.
this
Well,
court.
where's Brooklyn's 2 chips?
Wait, hold up.
Where's
Y'all
OKC's chips?
y'all never had a homie hit you to go hoop, like, bro, we going to this court down here. I need you, bro. Like, y'all never been that homie, bro? Because I had. My boy hit, we got to go down this court. We got to beat these dudes, bro. All right, we out. Let's go hoop.
That's how the Nets felt. That's how the
That's
Nets
real
felt.
hooper
And then
shit,
they
bro.
and
That's
then
real
they got
hooper
bounced
shit.
out in the first round.
Y'all
That's how
looking
they
at
felt. They were like,
y'all
"Oh, we
looking at
gotta
y'all-
beat these niggas."
Wait, y'all looking at this with a sense of loyalty and pride. You gotta stay with that same team, man. That's how you win. That's y'all old school with it, bro. That's not it, bro. It's about am I hooper, bro? Am I hooping when I'm out here or not? Like that's what it comes down to.
And
bro.
you know who can say that, bro, is Bron. Because when he goes to these teams, when he links up with whoever and says we need to go get this chip, they go get the chip. KD did not do that other than with Steph. So I can't say that KD.
Bryce saying something different though. He's
No.
saying something a little
He's
different.
making a point though. Rome making a point, and
Rome's,
Rome gives me a perfect
LeBron's
segue.
like that guy that brings the squad with him to the court. He's like,
but look, Rome gives me a
here's
perfect
my
segue,
five.
bro.
KD's like a guy that's at the court, and you're like, yo, this dude's fucking hooping. You're like, yo, you trying to ball with us? And KD's like, yeah, I'm down to hoop. Bloop, bloop.
Yeah, I'm down.
But yeah,
start killing him.
Rome, you actually named a couple players in my Mount Rushmore, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you, man. Mount Rushmore, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the best basketball player of all time, and he's the greatest basketball player of all time. I struggle sometimes calling him the best because I feel like there are guys better than him. Well, I feel like there's one guy in particular that I can go back and forth on being better than him, but Michael Jordan, best and greatest. He's no question on the Mount Rushmore. That's the first face on there too. That second face on that Mount Rushmore, it gotta be Bill Russell, bro. Bill Russell, like, is a transcendent basketball player, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was kind of that guy as well, but he was younger than Bill Russell in these critical moments in American history, bro. Where athletes actually played an important role. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where athletes actually stood up and actually were really participating in activism, like refusing to play. Bill Russell actually walked out of a game before because of unfair treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real shit. That's different level of commitment. On top of that, he's got one of the most impressive NBA resumes of all time, bro. 11-time NBA champion. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Endless first teams, MVP of the league. He's won a championship as a player and a coach, bro. Who else has done? Who else has done that? That's black. I mean, I guess Doc Rivers did it. No, Doc Rivers didn't win a chip though as a player. He didn't win a chip as a player. I think it might only be Bill.
Who wasn't in that Houston team?
Well, Steve Kerr's done it, obviously now. But I don't know who else has won a chip as a player and a coach. But not only did he win a chip as a player and a coach, he was playing on the team when he won the chip, and he was coaching them, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like legendary shit right here. You know what I mean? Like, this is like ultimate legend shit for me. So Bill Russell is on my Mount Rushmore. Then the third face, I gotta go with Bron, bro. I gotta go with Bron. LeBron James is.
Wait, isn't there 4 faces on that joint?
Yeah. This is my third face.
My bad.
The third, I gotta go with LeBron James because LeBron is not Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He's not Michael Jordan. Like, he's always gonna get that. He's always gonna get those comparisons, but that's not him, bro. But I didn't peep this joint. No chips for Brooklyn because it's a real team. Brooklyn FT. That's funny. But excuse me. LeBron is the generation. Excuse me. What Jordan was to his, yo. Now, is he as good as Jordan? No. But as far as like reach, I think LeBron's reach extends as far as Jordan's ever did. Just almost as far as Jordan's ever did. If he's not there, he's almost there. And he's done so many things for the community as well. You gotta respect that too. And I mean, we all know LeBron's accolades. So he makes my Mount Rushmore as a third face. Now the fourth face, bro, I swear I've been struggling with. I've been struggling with it like all day, bro. And it literally just came to me. The fourth face on my Mount Rushmore is none other than Kobe Bean Bryant, bro. Kobe Bryant got to be on the Mount Rushmore in my opinion because like Kobe Bryant is the epitome of a basketball player, bro. Like my Mount Rushmore kind of checked a whole bunch of different boxes, right? Michael Jordan as the greatest, the best, you know what I'm saying? Bill Russell as the guy who was, the civil rights leader and also transcendent athlete, right? LeBron James as the new level guy, the new school guy that's got all that's got the reach, and Kobe Bean Bryant as the epitome of hard work and dedication to the sport of basketball. You know what I mean? Like in every move he made, every jab step, like everything was so particular, bro. Everything was down to the science. You know what I'm saying? And Kobe Bryant spoke that science of basketball. And honestly, I've been thinking about who my fourth face was all day, and I'm happy it came to me. But Kobe Bryant would be the last face. He would be the last face, but he would be that fourth face on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that a lot, man. I agree with you. That fourth one is kind of the one that's up for grabs. My Mount Rushmore is pretty similar to yours. I think Michael Jordan. I think one thing about Mount Rushmore is the thing about the NBA. Since there's so many great players in the NBA, I feel like in order to be in the Mount Rushmore, your legacy has to transcend the game. You have to do something greater than the game. All right, that's just my criteria for my Mount Rushmore. So with that being said, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. He's the best basketball player of all time. It's undisputed. So he's number one for me. Second guy I would put on the Mount Rushmore is Magic Johnson, and I think Magic Johnson is arguably the best point guard of all time. I think it's between him and Steph Curry, to be honest. Last week I probably said Steph Curry, but I'm kind of leaning towards Magic today. Because Magic did something very transcendent. I was watching his announcement on AIDS. Bro, he was one of the best basketball players in the NBA. Came out publicly with HIV, AIDS, which at the time was like very, very controversial. People looking at him like, yo, you married, you stepped out on your wife, this, that, and the third. He ended his career and took on this spokesperson for this virus and fought it, and he still lived. So you talk about being transcendent to the game, talking about being a GOAT. He actually announced that he had AIDS. Then he came back to the game, played in the won a gold medal with the Dream Team, played in the All-Star game, even though dickheads like Karl Malone had shit to say. Fuck Karl Malone if you're listening. But the rest, yeah, that's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. Magic Johnson is a legend, bro. Still doing it, still alive, bro. People thought he was dead when he was made that announcement. People literally looked at him like his world was over, bro. He won gold medals, continued success, and he's an ambassador of the game, bro. Magic Johnson is definitely right there. He's one of the faces. I'm seeing Magic laughing right now. That meme he made also classic. I'm not gonna be here. That's for the culture. All right. And Jordan's got legendary memes too. He's also for the culture. And Jordan Brand. Are you kidding me? LeBron James, bro, number 3 on my list, bro. Because LeBron James, bro, while I do think that Steph Curry may go down as the greatest winner of this era, I will say that LeBron James will go down with a legacy of his own. And he's the leader of the player empowerment movement, bro. We talk about the player empowerment movement. We talk about how much things have changed where a guy like KD can just wake up and just feel like he doesn't need that anymore and demand the King's ransom. I want to be able to trade to a team with 2 All-Stars, preferably the number 1 seed. Like, okay, KD, like, how were you able to do that? How are you able to do that, bro? Like, back in the day, like, that wasn't the thing. You talk about leverage, Bryce, talking about he's on the contract. But the fact that players can do that, player empowerment movement, LeBron James. Thank you, LeBron James. Kyrie Irving says thank you too. All these players should say thank you to LeBron James. The way that he's outspoken about things that matter, social issues, political issues, the same way that you said about Bill Russell, man. LeBron James is that. LeBron James, billionaire of the game of basketball. You know what I'm saying? And then some. Continued success. LeBron James in the business realm, he might be the GOAT. When it comes to off-court legacy, LeBron James is the greatest of all time. Make no dispute about that. Better than Jordan, better than anybody. On the court, we could talk about that all day. I still think Curry's got a pretty good resume in competition. I'm going to leave it there. LeBron's my 3. And then 4 was tough, bro. Honestly, I got to show love to the centers. Kobe is a good one, Bryce. I would steal that. And I totally could say Kobe. But I'm going to go with Shaq. Because man, I like centers, man. I think Will Chamberlain is somebody that was potentially on my list. I thought about Bill Russell, most championships of all time. I thought about I didn't really think about Kareem. He's all right, but I like Shaq, man. Shaq's the most dominant player that I've ever seen, bro. Most dominant player I've ever seen. Uh, Incredible entrepreneur, bigger than life, bro, and just a great attitude, man. If we all lived our life with the Shaq attitude, I think we live probably long, happy lives. Salute to Shaq, man. Any snack hoops. So off the court legends. Continuing my trend. Shout out Shaq, man. Shout out to Shazam, man, and all the terrible movies. And he's doing his thing now with the entrepreneurship, man. He's definitely on his way to a billion if he's not already a billionaire. But yeah, that's my Mount Rushmore, man. So G, I know you're the only one that hasn't gone yet. So 4 guys for the Mount Rushmore.
Mine would be LeBron James first, and then I'll say MJ. And then I'm gonna go with. This is gonna surprise you guys. I'm gonna go with Tim Duncan. I love me some Tim Duncan. I literally love me some a guy that plays hard, won championships, stayed loyal to the team, and was always consistent, and won in 3 different eras: in the '90s, early 2000, and was the only guy to keep up with LeBron James when it was like the prime LeBron James in that Miami Heat era. So, and then my last one is a toss-up for me. I wanted to go Shaq, but I'm gonna have to go with Kobe, man, just because Kobe's legacy was just so much better. It's just knowing that who's the Black Mamba. Like when my man said, "Be the what was it? Be a different monster and a beast." And then you hear Kanye like, "What the fuck is that supposed to be, Kobe Bryant?" Like that itself is like I like using that mantra a lot. Be a different monster and a beast. Like I love that. I couldn't. It was just a toss up. It was a narrow toss up between Kobe and Shaq in my top 4.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one, man. It's tough, man. Basketball Mount Rushmore, man. There's only so many heads that can fit on the Mount Rushmore, man. Can't have 5 heads on there, 10 heads, man. Unfortunately, so the tough choices have to be made, man. But that's just how it goes, man. Tough choices got to be made in life all the time, man. That's real life. All right, man. Let's roll on to our next topic, man. Next topic. What is our next topic? We want to talk about some NFL. Y'all boys want to talk about some NFL?
Yeah, let's get into these. Let's get into these most underrated players at skill business in the NFL. So we got running back, we got a wide receiver, we got a tight end. Man, want to hear you guys most underrated at each position, man. I got
underrated.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta start my guy Young Rome, man. I gotta hear this.
Man, I mean, shit. Buckle up, Scruff, because I'm gonna start off with some Homer shit off top, bro.
I'm about to say, bro, how many Washington football? Was there a limit on Washington hometown guys?
Yeah, all the Washington players are about to come up on this one list. We're about to hear it twice.
I mean, I could go that route. I could go that route. I hope you do smell it though. But
smells like fraud propaganda.
But I'm gonna go ahead and take a man right quick. So for running back, the most underrated player I think's got to be Antonio Gibson. I mean, I know my man had some fumbles last year, but he's a dog, low-key. One of the best backs in the league. I mean, look, these 2 fools are going, side on. He's played a lot more than Saquon. You know what I mean? His numbers look better than Miles Sanders, So, I mean, these guys are going to turn their heads and pout and all that. But the proof is in the pudding, man. Antonio Gibson is a dog. People overlook him due to the fumbles he had last season. But, I mean, I think, he comes back strong this season, holds onto that ball, and proves that he's top 10, top 5 running back in the league.
I like that. I like that, Ron.
You would like that.
Let's stick with running backs.
Go ahead.
No, we're going to stick with running backs right
now.
Go
ahead, cousin. You like that, cousin, didn't you, cousin? Go ahead.
All right, well, I'll give mine. My most underrated running back in the NFL right now is a guy that I somehow draft every year on a fantasy team, man. And he never lets me down. He always has consistent production. My guy, David Montgomery, man. David Montgomery is the best running back that nobody talks about, bro. All he does is get positive yardage, man. And sleep on his speed and he'll break one, take one to the crib. Like he's been a constant on that Bears team for some time. Even when it seemed like guys were going to come in and kind of take his spot. They've had a couple running backs over the last few years, and he's always proven to be that guy. Man, I loved him at Iowa State. I feel like he's been that same guy in the league. And not only can he rush, can catch the ball at the backfield every single year, just about he's in that top 6 to 8 range in yards, or if not top five. He's been top five a couple times too. And I think the Bears, they haven't been super trash, since they've really had him. They had the one year where they got Trubisky. I think that might have been Dave Montgomery's like second year, honestly. But ever since, man, they've always been in that. They've always been not a good team, but they haven't been a bottom feeder because you got a guy like David Montgomery, you give him the rock enough, you're gonna be all right. So that's my most underrated running back. Scruff, let's hear yours, man.
Yeah,
Underrated running back.
I was going to try not to pick a hometown guy, but man, I'm looking at the fantasy football rankings for this year, and they got Miles Sanders ranked as the 27th ranked running back, bro. Like that's absurd, bro. That's absurd. Miles Sanders is going to be top 10 in rushing this year, guaranteed. So I mean, if you want to say 27th ranked running back, all right, go ahead.
Oh, I'm laughing at that,
Bro,
man. Hey, go ahead,
bro.
bro.
Miles Sanders isn't gonna outrush Jalen Hurts, bro. He's not even a starting running back. Like, what are you saying? Like,
Oh man. Yeah.
Miles Sanders
Funny as
ain't
hell.
gonna lead the Eagles in rushing yards, let alone the fucking league or something, man. Come on now.
That's quite a hyperbole, Rome, because he actually led them in last season, but whatever. Well, next question, Bryce.
All right, now we kicking it to G, man. Most underrated running back in the league. G, who is it?
I'm gonna go with since we're all going fucking hometown heroes at this point. We go with Saquon Barkley. Hopefully, this fucking offensive line do something.
That's sad. I
Saquon
thought you were gonna
underrated?
go. I thought you were gonna go with your boy. Who's your boy that you always get in fantasy? G. Who's your boy that you always get? Chris Carson.
Chris Carson. Oh no. Chris Carson's never underrated. My boy's always he's solid. He just gets hurt. Neck
Honestly,
injuries.
Saquon's not a bad one, man. Because if he does come back healthy, I do think everybody's sleeping on him. I mean, I'm sleeping on
Yeah,
him, but
that's not a bad pick, honestly. Yeah, we'll see about that one. All right, next.
All right, Saquon. We keeping it pushing, man. And we sticking with skill positions, but we now moving on to wide receiver. I want to hear your most underrated wide receiver. We going in
I
the
got a
same
good one for
order,
this.
starting with my guy, Young Rome 22.
man, I mean, I feel like the low hanging fruit here, is obvious. 1-7 is one of the most underrated players in all of sports, really. I mean, my guy Terry McLaurin, he's been doing it with,
Oh
a
my
who's who,
god.
a who's who of QBs, bro. I mean, I think at one point Scruff was throwing him the ball, man, like, and he still put up numbers. So I mean, I as bad as I want to go with Terry McLaurin for wide receiver, I'm gonna go with Terry McLaurin for wide receiver, bro.
Oh
He's
my
easily the
god.
most underrated receiver, bro. And I'll challenge you to find a more underrated receiver in this conversation. Like, who's more underrated than Terry? He's probably top 10, top 5 if he has a legit quarterback. And he just signed his new deal, man. I think he's gonna go off this season, and he's gonna wake up the sleepers like Scruff and G. Like this NFL season, they're gonna be like, I always did like Terry. I never said nothing bad about him. Those are the kind of takes you're going to get from
Boy,
these guys on Terry.
My boy,
boy,
stop
you
smoking.
better
What
you
else?
better hope you better hope Carson Wentz's mental health is doing good, nigga. That's all I gotta say, bro. I don't know.
Hey,
You better hope he gets
Terry
the
was catching
ball.
passes from a one-legged Alex Smith, man. He gonna be all right. He gonna put
All
up
right.
big numbers with Carson.
I got 2 for 1 here, special for you. First of all, if we're gonna go in that range of guys that are already clearly top receivers in the league, I got a guy who's ranked close to Terry McLaurin in the fantasy rankings, but I will guarantee that he has a better season than Terry McLaurin. And that's Cortland Sutton, man. Cortland Sutton will have a better season than Terry McLaurin because he's got a better quarterback. He's got Russell Wilson, who's known to get these big body receivers the ball down the field. Look at DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf's another guy. I think his stock's going down. I think I think his stock. I think Cortland Sutton. I think his stock's going up. Honestly, I think he's gonna have 1,000. He's gonna have like a 1,100 yard season potentially. He's gonna be one of the top 10 guys in receiving yards and touchdowns, guaranteed. And then another one, a little bit of a sleeper here. This guy right here is ranked 80th in the wide receiver rankings. Laviska Shenault, man. I had him last year in fantasy. He did pretty good for me, despite the inconsistencies at quarterback from Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence this year, I think he'll be a lot better with Doug Peterson at quarterback. Former quarterback, former Eagles head coach, former Super Bowl champion head coach. Laviska Shenault, man, he's basically the number one receiver, man. He's a super bargain, bro. At 80th ranked, like, come on, disrespectful.
Word. Hard to disagree. Well, Laviska Shenault, we'll see. He's a potential guy, but I definitely see him being able to to increase his stock because he's definitely got all the tools you need. So all right, my turn, man. Now I think Rome was absolutely right with his assessment of Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is criminally underrated, and one of the main reasons he's so underrated is because he's never had a quarterback, bro. Every year somebody new. I mean, he's caught passes from Garrett Gilbert to Josh Johnson to friggin' Alex Smith. You know what I mean? Like it's so many quarterbacks, bro, and he still managed to get 1,000-yard season every year, which is crazy. He shouldn't even have 1,000 yards every year. Shout out to him for signing the extension. One more guy who I think is like always, I don't know if it's because of who he plays next to or what, but it seems like people just don't recognize the talent this guy has. And it's Chris Godwin, man. And Chris Godwin's only 25 years old. So he about to tear the league up for some years. It's crazy that he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. I mean, last year, he was 15th in receiving yards.
He got hurt.
He missed a couple games last year. He missed about 3 games. And the fact that he's playing across from Mike Evans and still puts up big numbers. He's playing with Gronkowski, still putting up big numbers. Like, it shows you that Brady trusts him as much as he trusts those other guys. Yeah, and AB, not to mention AB. So I think Chris Godwin's one of those guys, man. We might look back in like 10, 15 years from now and be like, damn, Chris Godwin's top 10 all time receiving yards. Damn, how did Chris Godwin? Because like he's already on that pace, low key. I mean, he's been playing with Brady, getting big receptions, getting big yards. I really like Chris Godwin, and the fact he's only 25 years old, he's already got some years under his belt in the league. Like I said, we might really look back and be like, damn, Chris Godwin carved out a hell of a career, Hall of Fame worthy career one day. We'll see. G, last one is you, sir.
Alan Lazar, man. I think this year he's really slept on because he's underplayed a bunch of times in the last 2 years in the Green Bay offense. Now that he's gonna be the number one guy, I think we're really sleeping on Alan Lazar. Hopefully he breaks out this year. I think he's gonna be the number one guy this year.
So you think he's gonna be more than Sammy Watkins?
The Lizard King? Yeah.
All right. That's not far-fetched, but I don't think so.
I think he's gonna be the number one guy this year. I think
Sammy's gonna be the number one guy, but you know that's possible. He's a homegrown talent. It's possible. I like that. Yeah. I don't know if he approves of your nickname though.
The Lizard King. He does move like a slow-ass lizard.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it pushing, fellas. Only one more position group left that we're gonna hit today. We're not hitting quarterbacks today. Don't worry, fellas. We're gonna hit most overrated quarterback another time. We don't really have to talk about that one. But most underrated. But the last one today is tight end, man. Tight end is low key become one of the most important positions on the football field, especially if you got a match tight end that can really cause nightmares for smaller defensive backs. And I think the further we go, man, the more and more important tight end position will continue to be. So I want to hear you guys' most underrated tight ends.
I bet you Rome. I'll get you Rome's guy is Redskin, Washington football player, bro.
I mean, Bryce knows
I'm voting you off the show.
I can easily go with the Washington Commanders tight end here. He is criminally underrated. He does have a huge impact. I'm not going Logan Thomas though. I was actually torn between two tight ends. One in T.J. Hockenson, who I like a lot on the Lions. But I think I'm gonna go with Dawson Knox on the Bills simply because my man has a solid impact. He's a safety blanket for Josh Allen, who everybody I personally think has overrated. But that's another conversation. But Dawson Knox, man, he's a solid tight end, and I don't really hear his name come up. With like the Kittles or the Darren Wallers of the world. And he might not be on that exact level yet, but I mean, like he's definitely a solid, more than a solid tight end, and I think he's an integral part to that Bills offense.
Yeah, definitely. Dawson Knox can ball, bro. He's not a slouch at all, man. And I think he's still young, so he's gonna get better. He's gonna get better. I like that pick a lot, man. I like that pick a lot, especially on that team where they got some big time receiving threats. He kind of gets overlooked, I feel like. Moving on, man. Scruff, who you got?
Tight ends, man. It's one of the tougher positions, man, because like really, like it's like only a couple good ones. But if you want a consistent tight end, and you look up consistent this tight end in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Hunter Henry. Guarantee it. Hunter Henry is one of the most consistent tight ends in the league, bro. He was great when he was with I guess the Chargers, I think was his last team. But he's even better on the Patriots, even more consistent. Because one thing about the Patriots, they're going to throw to the tight end. And one thing about Hunter Henry, he's going to get you 10 fantasy points. Guarantee it. Any given week. I even start him above receivers in the flex sometimes. Like, this guy is reliable.
All right. I like it. Yeah, Hunter Henry can ball, no question. No question. Can he stay healthy? That's always seemed to be his, like, one thing, right? Hopefully he can stay healthy the whole season. I think Hunter Henry, he's a special talent. He's been that way since college, so hopefully he can stay healthy all year. I like that pick, though. My guy, man, for most underrated tight end is a guy who I feel like, man, Scrub, you mentioned Cortland Sutton earlier, and I feel you because Cortland Sutton's already done in the league. He's shown what he can do, but I think Russell Wilson's favorite target will end up being Noah Fant. And I think Noah Fant is also the most underrated tight end in the league. Noah Fant's one of the few tight ends.
Didn't they trade him?
He's on the other team, bro. He's not on. He's not on Denver.
Yeah, they gave. I was blown.
He's in Seattle, so I don't think he's gonna be that
good. He was in the deal. All right. Well, I guess
I know he was.
What's
he
my
was
guy's
blown
name?
too.
Yeah, I know he was sick, but Drew Lock keeps one of his favorite targets. That's the narrative I got to spin now. Drew Lock keeps one of his favorite targets.
Hey, that's a solid one though. I was torn on Noah myself, man, because dude is a baller. He just been stuck with mediocre QB play.
Bro. And
I like him. I was looking at the list. I seen that Seattle next to his name. I said,
But the other thing I like about Noah Fant, bro, and I say there's probably like 4 tight ends, maybe 5 tight ends in the league. If they get the ball, they can take it to the crib on any given play.
He's one of them.
He's one of the very few tight ends, bro. To be that big, if he's running that 4-3 or whatever he's running, 4-4 is ridiculous. I mean, I say probably him. I give it to Darren Waller. He could take one to the crib. What's the boy from Cleveland? Njoku, he the type to take it to the crib. He get a head full of steam. But after those few guys, man, you gotta give Kelsey too. Kelsey might be able to break away.
You know who's the number one tight end that if he catches it is not going to take it to the crib? Probably Zach Ertz.
But Noah Fant, man, we're gonna see what Noah Fant doing in Seattle because he's a big part of that trade. I don't know how I forgot he won that deal. I'm tripping. But G, most underrated tight end, who you got, bro?
This fucker has killed me a couple games in fantasy last year, and I fucking hate to. I'm not to even mention his name. Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, Goddard can ball. He's the best tight end in the NFC East.
People sleep on Dallas Goedert. Oh my god, this fucker has killed me a couple times, man. And I'm just like, yo, how the fuck is he still in the waiver wire? I'm like, oh my god, this fucking bitch gives you 20 random 1 points randomly. You fucking slip bucket. I hate you fucking whore.
I like that.
I like that. See, I'm not a hater. I'm not Rome or Bryce drinking all the Commander's juice. Look at them. The Commander in my face.
Right
you wild, G.
That's both of you. That's both of you guys. Commander me. What the fuck?
Oh boy, G. But
how them guys going with this season, G?
We're winning 8 games.
Eight?
Who's winning 8 games?
8?
I got
I got
money
us
on
with
that.
8.
I got money on that.
I got
G's
us on
gonna
8
win it.
games.
I got
What's
a
the
dub.
Vegas over? What's the Vegas over under on their
G, I got a
wins?
dub
I'd like
on
to
I
that.
see.
know.
G.
Probably like 4,
G, I got a
5.
dub on that. G, what you gonna do?
I'll take it.
I bet y'all heard it, man. Me and G got a dub on Giants winning 8 games. I love it.
Man, you could have at least waited for the lines to come out, bro. That's a terrible bet.
Let me go ahead and put that in my bet list because y'all
Listen,
all gonna pay me them dubs.
Commanders. Oh, we're so underrated. Like nobody give a
Bro,
fuck
their
about no
over under
Commanders.
is 7, bro. You could at least bought yourself another loss there.
Yeah, bro. The Giants
Eight
winning 8 games
games.
is a stretch.
Yeah, right.
We'll get into all that though. We'll
I
get
would have
into all
set the
that
over under
eventually.
at around 7.5, but I feel you. So you going with 8? I'll take
Dub,
it.
G,
Dub from G.
dub, Giants 8 wins. All right, and let's get this clear too. Do they have to get to 8 wins or get over 8 wins? They just got to win 8
We got to
games,
get
right?
the 8 wins.
So they only win 7. I get a dub.
Yes.
So if they get 8 wins, G wins, right?
Yes.
They get 8 wins.
So
G
basically, it's over under 7.5. Basically,
Yeah, it's
wins.
straight.
And don't forget, it's 17-game season, so you can get 8 wins and have a losing record.
Yeah, it could be 8, 9, but
And
that's
I'm
that's
sure
a stretch for me.
they'll
Yeah.
have about 6 max. Tyrod Taylor,
that's
the
terrible. That's not
quarterback.
happening. It's not happening.
Tyrod Taylor will be starting by week 4, and he's going to get them. They're going to be 0-4 when Tyrod Taylor takes over. He's going to get them about 6, 7 wins.
Danny Dimes, man. Danny Dimes gonna be looking like Danny Penny, looking like the crypto market.
Damn, crypto tank, bro. It's crazy.
Nah, that joint on the way back up.
That's what I've been hearing for the past like. That's what everybody's saying right now, man. Until I see Bitcoin price back around, 30 G's, as long as that's done in the teens, I know it's dark days for crypto.
Hey, I heard the new asset is designer watches. I heard they're evaluating better than gold, crypto, everything.
Go ahead, bro. We just start collecting watches instead of cryptocurrency.
And yo, low key, people talk about Birkin bags and joints. Them joints appreciate pretty good too.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. I ain't getting into that.
That's
game,
not my
man.
thing though. Yeah,
I ain't getting in that game.
I don't like
watching. All right, fellas. Hey, man, hell of a show tonight, fellas. It was pretty funny. Got through some pretty cool sports topics. We've been heavy on the culture recently, I feel like. So it feels good to get back to like some sports topics where you can kind of mix some culture in, but it's like heavy on the sports, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got to mix it up. But if you do want to check out something that was a little less sports, get the pre-show from tonight, man. The pre-show tonight was crazy, bro. We went in depth on a lot of topics that like most people just not talk about on the internet out of fear. But we really talk about them with absolutely no fear at all, man. If you hate our takes, you hate them. If you agree, you agree. But one thing you can say about us, we're always willing to listen to others' opinions, and that's what matters at the end of the day. We're not all going to agree on everything, but if we can all listen to each other, the world will run a little more smoothly. So good show tonight, fellas, man. Before we hop off, I gotta say free Brittany Griner. And y'all know how we end each and every show, man. Sports for the culture.
The president of the culture.